I'm going to start with an opening statement, and then we'll proceed on from there. As you may or may not know, today at 5 o'clock I filed charges against Police Chief Dan Goodnow to seek his removal from his position as police chief. Some residents and members of council have expressed concerns that we are short police coverage. We are not. I want to assure our residents of that. We have a solid coverage and continue the solid coverage from our officers that are on duty. I have also been offered additional backup, if need be, from the Kenton County Sheriff's Department. If we find holes that we need filled, the Kenton County Sheriff's Department has offered their services to fill in wherever, whenever, what we need as backup. Things are no different today than they were before Dan was put on leave. For example, the chief was on approved leave for much of January, and we have the same coverage and leadership today as we had then. I have placed Specialist Mel Wright, the senior officer on the force, in charge of on a temporary basis. Excuse me. We will have the police on the streets in the same manner and the same force as we have always had. With regards to no comments on the pending charges. The city attorney has advised me and all of council that we are not to comment on the pending charges. As he said in his opinion, state law mandates that we do not discuss these charges. Excuse me. Therefore, I will not comment on the charges, and I'm pretty comfortable that the council will not as well, but I ask my colleagues on council here to follow the city attorney's advice and not to comment. By law, we have been told a hearing will be held within 3 days. I anticipate that the hearing on those charges will be held next Monday evening. I will provide more details as the process for the hearing charges against the chief become finalized. And I thank everyone for their patience. As you can see from what I just read, I am not allowed to comment, so I ask everybody's patience as well. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the caucus meeting. With the first item on the agenda for tonight is a discussion and second reading on a proposed budget amendment.
Does this need to be on our agenda, Mayor? We typically don't do second reads at the caucus meetings.
We don't have to. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Since we had the cameras and everything, I think that's why it maybe been put on there. Typically one of our things was, I think everybody wanted more so the cameras here whenever we did second readings, and I think that's why it maybe was put on there. Now, you know what I mean? I'm not hung up either way. What's your preference? Do you want to move forward, or do you want to just...
I'll go. I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I'm fine with it.
Jim, are you okay with it? I mean, I'm just going around the table making sure. Okay, so we have a second reading of...
Aren't there 3 versions of this?
Yes. Yes.
Do you know which version? Does the council know which version they want to pursue? There were 3 versions of this.
That were read first
Right.
readings on.
Different ways of managing an increase in the city's budget for legal fees. And we discussed those last night.
I'll restate my preference that we keep the legal fees broken out as a separate line item to keep it transparent.
I guess if somebody wants to make a motion.
I guess I'll entertain a
I'm fine
motion.
with that. I'll second that if that's a motion.
Which one of the 3? We have J.
I'll-
We
Okay.
think it's H, is that correct?
Yeah, there is. There is H.
H.
You want to see that? Confirm that's what you want.
So I'll entertain a motion to have a second reading for ordinance 2014 presently designated as H, which keeps the legal bills separate
Keeps it as it is right
as it is,
now.
with just changing the dollars. Is that what you were thinking, Rod?
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion for that.
Okay, I'll do the second reading of ordinance 2014H. It is an ordinance of the city of Little Hills in Kenton County, Kentucky, amending the city's budget and ordinances 2013-10, 2013-21, and 2013-26. This amended budget ordinance is enacted pursuant to KRS 91A03010 for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2013, and ending June 30, 2014, by estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operation of city government providing that no monies shall be exempted by or on behalf of the city of Little Hills except in accordance herewith. And the amendments in particular relate to the disbursement section, and the budget for contracted services is reduced from $935,868 to $900,868. In the line item for city attorney, which encompasses all attorney fees, is increased from $50,000 to $85,000. And that is I think the initial was sponsored by, first reading of this was sponsored by Mr. Cahill, and that is a second reading of ordinance 2014H.
Entertain a motion.
It's already been made.
It's already been made.
Mr. Banner.
Mr. Boehner and Ms. Campbell?
No, I did not make a motion.
No, I was just wanting to have it read, okay. I'll entertain a motion. We'll start over. Is that
A motion.
Second.
discussion?
This ordinance came from finance, and it was based on communication. That's what we talked about, and I don't feel like we've had communication, so I will not support this ordinance.
Okay.
I think overall that there is a lack of communication between administration and council. I would not support this.
Okay.
Motion
Any
to
other?
table?
Second.
We have a motion to table and a motion to second. Second to table it.
Is there any discussion?
Any other discussion on the table? Take a roll call, please.
Motion to table, Mr. Boehner,
No.
Ms. Paulson,
No.
Mr. Cahill,
No,
Ms. Eisenhower, here, Ms. Koenig,
I'd say yes.
Mr. Wisher.
No.
Okay, motion to table is defeated.
So then we will go into a,
So next is the original motion on the floor to forward passage.
any other discussion?
Ms. Paulson,
No.
Mr. Cahill,
no,
Ms. Koenig,
No.
Mr. Wisher,
No.
Mr. Boehner.
No.
Motion failed.
Thank you. Next on the agenda would be the city website discussion.